Say hey to everybody, Ace. Wanna do the intro with me? Ready? What's up, YouTube? It's the one and only Waave Kid and Ace, and we're back for another video. Alright, y'all, but as y'all read by the title, I'm back for another video. And today we're gonna talk about how to stop overthinking. Boom. Basically, overthinking is when you have one thought and then you go deep into that thought and you go even deeper into it. And then you find some other stuff and go deeper into that. And then you just keep going and keep going and keep going and thinking about all the possibilities of the first thought you had, and then the second, third, fourth, the fifth, the sixth. And it can just go on and on and on. And let me tell you, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. Y'all know I'm not for the lying. And one thing also, anything that I tell y'all about, if I'm trying to help y'all with it, it's because I've been through it before. So I'm going to tell you first and foremost that I fully understand I done been an overthinker, and I also overcame that, and that's why I'm going to help you today. Okay, so let me start by saying, if you're overthinking, that means that there's a war going on in your mind. And I hate, like, it sounds really bad, but let's just keep it a buck. If you're overthinking, it's too much up here, right? So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is to journal. And I know it's like, journaling can be a little bit, like, if you've never done it before or you're not used to doing it, it can be very weird, in my opinion. I started journaling maybe like 2-3 years ago. Before then, I would like write little poems and write about like little stuff that was never really like serious. But once I actually started writing out my thoughts, getting everything out, I realized the impact of just releasing things. So sometimes, and this be the thing too, this is the thing too, y'all, this is the thing too. Don't be out here oversharing with people. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Because for one, you bring in life to all the negativity. Don't be out here oversharing. The best thing to do is to journal, because you can maintain your privacy, but still get all your thoughts out, and you won't be walking around with a clouded brain. Like, I remember when I was overthinking so bad, like, I literally made a song about overthinking, and it helped me because I was talking about all the things that I was overthinking about. So in whatever way you can express or communicate your feelings, then you should definitely do that. I say journaling because nobody has to know. After you write everything out, you can rip it up, you could burn it, you could keep it, you can do whatever you want with it. But you getting it out, and you don't even have to say it out loud, honestly. Because I don't really like speaking too much life into certain things, and, you know, basically, I just can't, honestly. Get them thoughts out. Don't keep everything in. When you keep everything in, that's why you're overthinking. You're not allowing yourself to think clearly because there's so many things on your brain. And when you're thinking about one thing, you start thinking about the next thing and the next thing. And y'all, I actually tried shrooms. Let me know if y'all want me to do a video on it. But when I tried shrooms, my mind was so, like, clear that it was weird. Like, the silence in my mind was kind of, like, making me feel away, just because it's never been that quiet before. Like, if y'all want me to do a video on my full experience trying shrooms, let me know and I'll do it, okay? But if y'all don't say nothing, I'm not doing it because Number 2, what you need to do is realize, and I said this I think in my last video, realize that a lot of thoughts that you're having aren't yours, and you need to know yourself and know your energy enough to be able to tell apart when it's you, when it's like a projection or somebody else. You have to know yourself though, because if you don't, then you'll actually believe that those are all your thoughts. And a lot of times it's not. It's not. You got to think about all the things you do. Hopefully you done read some books before. So that's one. Read books, heard people talk about stuff, listen to music, people having thoughts about you. That's 4 external things already that's going into your brain. Understand that your brain is a computer, right? We're going to get into the reticular activated system one day on this channel. Today's not the day. But just to keep it brief, your brain is working for you. But if you're not helping your brain work for you, then it can work against you if you're not, you know what I'm saying, in the right headspace and you're not thinking about the right things, you're not listening to the right things. Whatever you put in here is going to like show on your outside world. Okay? So that's one thing to be mindful of when it comes to overthinking. If you are going to overthink and you're not going to listen to anything that I'm saying, listen to this one thing and hear me good when I say this, okay? if you're going to overthink in a positive manner. Flood your subconscious and your conscious mind with positive things, positive possibilities. And number three, understand you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, okay? You don't know. Overthinking is not like, no, you still don't know what's happening tomorrow. So you did all that for what? And a lot of times you be worried about shit, and you don't even need to be worried about it. Everything works itself out. And if you're doing the right thing, then you just got to trust that everything is working itself out, because it literally is. Now, if you're doing the wrong thing, then of course you're going to face them consequences. But overthinking is not solving anything. And if anything, it's hurting you and not helping you. If you're overthinking, then you're probably thinking about all the shit that could go wrong. And you need to think about all the shit that could go right. And really, what I've learned to do is not even think. Sir, you talking while I'm talking? What you got to say? I don't think he got nothing to say. You got something to say? He ain't got nothing to say. But also, what I've learned to do is to not even think about what could go good, what could go bad, but just be open to whatever experience happens. Because honestly, like I said in another video, and probably in another other video, but there's really no such thing as good and bad, because it's all just your perception. If you think something is bad, like you think it's bad, Ace could think that it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really whatever. But if you're overthinking, like, just honestly calm your mind. And this brings me to, is this the third or the fourth one? I have no idea. But it brings me to the third one or fourth one or fifth, sixth, seventh. I don't know. I don't really care. But it brings me to my next point, which is to meditate. Meditating, the reason I didn't say this first is because a lot of people don't like to meditate, only because they don't fully understand meditation. You know what I'm saying? Meditating can really, like, and this is the thing. The reason I say to meditate for overthinking is because you can really get in your own brain. Ask yourself them uncomfortable questions about why you're overthinking, what you think about this, and that. Meditating is not just to clear your mind. You can do a clear mind meditation where you try to, sit as long as possible without thinking about anything. But meditation is really where you get a lot of information. It's not to just sit there in silence. Like, focus on your breathing, yeah. But at the same time, you can get downloads and all other types of stuff. But when you're meditating, you're allowing your mind to observe everything without engaging in it, without entertaining it. And one thing I will say, like I said before, don't overshare. But if you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. Like, talk to somebody that you trust and is not finna bullshit and lie to you and all that other stuff. Have somebody around you that's going to be honest, that will tell you the truth, and that's not going to tell your business. Make sure you're loving yourself. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. And like I always say, be patient with yourself, because, like, don't be hard on yourself. If you being hard on yourself, then really, I ain't gonna lie, that shit just stupid. Like, honestly, you have to want the best for yourself without being negative towards yourself. If you're being hard on yourself and telling yourself, oh, you're not doing this, and that, it's like, don't do that. Just do it. Like, please don't do that to yourself. A lot of times we could be the meanest person to ourselves, and we wonder why other people will treat us bad. It's because you're treating yourself bad. Be kind to yourself. If you know you're not on your shit right now, go look in the mirror and tell yourself, get on your shit, and actually do it. You don't have to be like, oh, you're the worst fucking person alive. You broke. You don't do shit. You sit on your ass all day. Like, what is wrong with you, bro? Don't do that. If you know you broke, you ain't got no money, you sitting on your ass, you're not doing shit, understand that that's your mindset right now, and that's why you living like that, okay? You can change this shit up any day. Oh, and I should have put that in my other video. But one thing I also want to include, this don't got shit to do with overthinking, but I do want to include this, is, bro, don't ever feel like you can't change. Don't feel like you got to stay true to whatever the fuck. Don't ever feel that way. Don't feel attached to anything. Don't feel like you got to stay a certain way. Don't feel like, oh, I've been like this for 15 years, so I'm going to stay like this. No, if you're not changing, you're not evolving, then you're doing it all wrong. At any day, any time of the day, and I have to remind myself this a lot. Any day, any time of the day, at any point, you can decide, I'm changing right now. And you can fully just change. So don't ever feel like you stuck in no situation or you gotta stay true to this lifestyle or no shit like that. Like, you can literally change. The only people who will be offended at you changing is the people that benefit off of who you are right now. Fuck them people, for one. And for two, changing might be the best thing that you done ever did. And you can change to be whoever you want, to do whatever you want, whatever it is. Just, like, you don't have to stay this way forever. If you decide, I'm tired of living like this, live differently. And I know it's like, oh, it sounds so simple, but it's so hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's literally not hard, bro. And that's the thing. As humans, we tend to complicate certain shit, especially when our emotions are involved or anything along that line. We'll complicate it and say, oh, it's hard. I don't want to do it because it's hard. I'm not doing it because it's hard. It's really not, though. It's not. But, y'all, I hope this video helped you. Give it a thumbs up if it did. If it didn't, it wasn't for you, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, that's the end of the video. I love y'all. I hope you have a great day, great night, whatever time it is. And if you feel like you're not on your shit, go get on your shit. If you've been overthinking, stop overthinking, honestly. Go write that shit out, talk that shit out, punch that shit out. Like, you could work out, transmute the energy, bro. Just don't keep overthinking. When you overthinking, that means you too worried about what's going to happen. You too attached to what's going to happen. You got to let that attachment go for anything to happen, okay? Say bye, Ace. Ace, say bye. Ace. Ace, say bye. Say bye, Ace. Ace, okay.